Fires left. Catch made by White. Turns to the inside. Dives across the goal line. Fires left. Catch made by White. Turns to the inside. Dives across the goal line. Touchdown, Patriots.
Game Day View is back, and we've got picks and point totals for every game in Week 4, including a couple of exes reuniting in New England. My advice for Bill on Sunday, don't get caught looking at Tom's new ring.
Carr forced out of the pocket. Flush to the right. Got a slant. First down. Dives end zone. Jackpot, baby. The Raiders take the lead.
And speaking of reunions, will the Raiders win in L.A.? Can Andy Reid get a W in Philly? And all 4 NFC West teams are playing each other, which is great for every other division. Picks for those and much more right now on NFL Game Day View.
Welcome to Game Day View. My name is Rachel Bonetta. That is Hawk, Cynthia Freeland, Greg Rosenthal. Guys, we just talked about how we wanted to channel our inner Joe Burrow for this game. What does that look like to you? Is it more of is it one of these cross-legged situations?
No, you can't try to.
I need a cigar.
It's just like an inner confidence that you can't teach. You just
so none of us can do it at all. None of us are coming to the table with this. Great. Off to a very good start. Welcome to the show. Lots of fun games to break down this weekend. So let's get started. Bucks favored by a touchdown against the Pats. I really have not been hearing a lot about this game. Have you?
I didn't know they were playing this week.
Not a word on television.
Easy.
Across the board. That's so weird. It's a really fun game, Hawk. What do you like in this one?
Yeah, I like Tom Brady.
Oh, surprise.
I like them to win big, too. I got him going 28-14 in this one.
I like it.
The biggest thing for me, obviously, the matchup is GOAT versus GOAT, right? Tom Brady versus Bill Belichick. But the reality is, we've all wondered for years, like, who has been the real nucleus of all these championships, and it's looking like Tom, right? You have Bill Belichick, who goes in the offseason. He spends a bunch of money, which he never does. It's like after you get out of a relationship, you start doing things that you never do to kind of prove you're okay.
I'm going to get a six-pack.
Revenge body.
And then you run into each other at the mall. This is them running into each other at the mall.
Yeah.
Tom Brady looks even better than he did when he was with you, and now he's going to rub it into your face.
And Belichick's like driving a new Prius.
Exactly. Like
good for him.
It gets great miles per gallon.
Saving the environment. There you go. Cynthia, what do you like this one?
Oh, okay. So I have an 8-point win, 29-21 in favor of Tom Brady and the Bucks. I'm actually looking at something that's like completely not sexy, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Run defense.
Hey, football's sexy.
Defense?
Let's hear it.
Yeah,
Numbers
it's not
are sexy.
sexy.
Tom Brady's
Run
involved.
defense. You know what's really sexy, guys?
Oh.
Good run defense.
Yeah.
And you know who does it really well?
Oh.
The Buccaneers. Listen, if you want to...
Meow.
It's getting hot in here.
If you want to trip up a rookie quarterback, what do? You make him one-dimensional, and you make him have to throw the football. So for me in this one, Todd Bowles, we'll figure out how to stop the run so that they have to pass. And that's really, to me, more of the storyline, which is completely not sexy. But you know what?
Speak for yourself.
I mean, I'm a Patriots homer, and I thought their run game would be great this year, and they're not good at all. They're not really good up front. They're not protecting Mac Jones. I have the Bucs winning comfortably in this game, too. And I think back to, like, the 2001 Tom Brady, maybe the 2003 Tom Brady, and it feels like that's how Bill Belichick is still trying to win. Like, he's running like a 2001, 2003. That makes me feel old.
Me and
I'm
Rachel
just saying, it was a really long time ago.
I'm telling you, Mac Jones right now is no worse than Tom Brady was in 2001. He might be even better.
Oh, wow.
But the Patriots defense isn't even close to where it was in 2001 or 2003. No NFL defenses are close to those defenses because it's a different league, and you can't win that way. And it feels like they're kind of running a 20-year-old playbook right now.
Surprise, surprise. Across the board, we are all over the Bucks. Dare I say, am I feeling a little bit sorry for Bill Belichick? And like maybe a little embarrassed already.
This is usually the moment where they come up and pop you, though.
This
is the moment where they surprise you, then.
There's so much on the line. I love Tom Brady in this game. He's going to like beat a record of his own. He's going to play phenomenally. It's going to be embarrassing, and I just feel sorry for the
It's
man.
okay. We're a meme alert.
He just needs his dignity intact, okay?
If Belichick does win, he'll be able to post this meme of us.
Meme alert. There you go. Yeah, we'll send it to your inbox.
You know Belichick's got a burner.
Also, Also, Brady off a loss. We all saw him cursing last weekend.
It was also very cruel for the schedule makers meant to have Tom Brady break the passing game record.
Yes,
there you go.
We knew that was going to happen. We knew that was going to happen.
A Monday nighter next door as the Bolts host the Raiders. This one's going to be very fun. LA favored by 3. Cynthia, what do you like?
Look, I'm not going to be allowed to go home. I have the Raiders 28, Chargers 27. I live down here, kind of not too far from the stadium, so I'm a little afraid. Well, I don't live in Inglewood, so I don't live that close. But, I mean, look, when I look to see what's going on in this game, it's really the deep pass. I mean, Derek Carr has been excellent utilizing the deep pass. This is a high-risk, high-reward offense. I still don't love their O-line, but it's been paying off, and they've been making it happen. So much to the surprise of kind of all of us, I think, and maybe actually, you know what? Maybe this is LA's team, right? We've had this debate all the time.
Wow.
This is one of LA's teams. Maybe I can go home.
We can have both. We can have both.
Sure.
Although
Let me 3 then.
I don't know if Chargers fans are going to like me either, though, because I have the Raiders winning in an upset too. High-scoring game, 30-28. You sort of stole my point talking about the deep passing, but
why not?
It's like one of the reasons I think they hired Brandon Staley is to take away the deep passes in this division between Mahomes and now Derek Carr. But I've been listening to John Gruden, and he's kind of like, hey, this has been Derek Carr all along. You guys are just catching up to us. I don't want to do it. I'm just giving more like the vibe that he's giving.
Go the full way.
I'm not going to do it. But and I'm like, no, we have numbers. We have data. We have math. Like, he is throwing deep and completing the ball deep way more than ever. It's a totally different Derek Carr.
Yeah, I agree with you guys to a point, but I'm going to go with the Chargers. I actually am going with the hometown team. 20-17, I have a 3-point victory. It really will come down to what Derek Carr does. Somebody tweeted how great Dak has been playing this year, and David Carr, of course, he's going to tweet this, but he says, don't forget about Derek, and he's right. Because right now, Justin Herbert is actually ahead of Derek Carr in the MVP race, but Derek Carr has been playing better, and he's been knocking off better teams and better quarterbacks. This is a game that if Justin Herbert comes in here and gets the W, which I think he will, it really will cement him as where he's at of like, you know, he beats Patrick Mahomes a week ago. He comes out and beats a 3-0 Raiders team.
More confidence, more swagger than Joe Burrow?
No, he doesn't have more confidence than no one has more confidence.
He might get there, but he's more quiet and reserved.
Yeah, his is different. He's like me. He doesn't like
He doesn't like
being around people.
I'm sorry, quiet and reserved like you.
You know, like chill.
I don't follow. I don't follow.
Confidence.
I'm going Raiders. I love the way that Derek Carr is playing. One of the brothers, whoever's playing football.
All of them are playing well.
All of the brothers playing football. I love that Derek Carr said, this is basically a home game for us. The audacity. He knows that place basically belongs to the Rams right now.
Oh, yeah.
I saw this photo of him after the game last week or during. Look at this. Look at this video. This is a bad man spitting on the field. He was supposed to absolutely trump the Dolphins last week. He does look very scary there, and I think that they come back strong. It's a big win for the Raiders. I love them here. Okay, let's dive deeper on Darren Waller and do the math. Cynthia, what do you got?
Look, I think this number is a little crazy. Darren Waller is going to have more than 67.5 receiving yards against the Chargers. I mean, come on. First of all, last game, Week 15, 2020, 150 receiving yards and a touchdown. 150, 150, that's a lot. 5 receptions, 102 receiving yards on downfield passes. Those are 10-plus air yards attempt in that game. That's by a next-gen stats. That type of thing will be dialed up. Again, we talked about those deep passes, and here is going to be the main recipient of them. The other guys can catch them, too.
They're kind of cool. The Chargers are cool with giving up yards. They give up yards. They give up like medium passes. They just stop the
generous. Very generous.
They almost lose every single game. They're fine with it. Ravens in Denver. The line on this one has flipped. It's been all over the place. Opened with Broncos favored. Now it is Baltimore only by 1. Could go either way. Greg, what do you like?
I like the Broncos in this game. I went back and forth, too. These are two of my favorite players in the league, Lamar Jackson and Teddy Bridgewater. And to kind of like keep with the deep passing theme, like these two quarterbacks have been so different this year. They're both going deep down the field. Like, I love the Lamar Jackson show that he's putting on. Yeah. He is leading the league in yards per completion. He is leading the league in yards per carry. I'm sure there's no one that's ever done that in the history of the NFL. But Teddy Two Glove's been accurate, too. And this Ravens defense, I don't know if they can blitz and play man-to-man like they have in the past. They want to be aggressive. I don't know if they match up as well on the outside as they used to. Little Broncos.
Oh, was that a shoulder shimmy?
I'm just feeling it.
Shoulder shimmy alert. I know we have the meme alert, but shoulder shimmy alert.
Yeah,
like
Joe Burrow for sure. I like the Ravens in this one. 24-20. I'm going with Lamar Jackson. to Greg's point, man, Lamar has been playing lights out. That's what it comes down to. And he can do it all. He can do it in the run game, the pass game. They have so many injuries. I mean, we've seen the record-breaking kick last week, but I don't feel like the 4th and 19 pass that he threw to put him in position has been showed enough. And look at all the passes that were dropped. He threw for 287 last week. He had 3 big-time passes to Hollywood Brown that were dropped that would have put him over 400.
Got to play Vic Fangio in this Broncos defense now, though.
There you go.
That's
True.
a tough one.
But he has to play Lamar Jackson. And to me, I got Lamar Jackson over Vic Fangio.
Okay.
All right, well, I have a 3-point win for the Ravens in this one, 24-21. It's about rushing outside the tackles. I mean, I'm just going with all the sexy topics here.
Yeah, man.
Outside, let's bring up O-linemen, here we
trenches
go.
talk.
Look, those guys are sexy. So when Lamar Jackson rushes outside, that's when those first downs happen. And that's what, in this game, forecasts to be the difference maker for me. You've got Von Miller, you've got a ton of pressure. But when you look to see one area where the Broncos could be susceptible, especially given the strength of this team, it's just get those extra few yards running to the outside, and that's going to be the difference maker for me in this one. Again, super sexy. O-lineman. Next, maybe I can bring up kickers,
I got something sexy to talk about, and that's Justin Tucker. I'm going Ravens here. Let me ask you this. Hawk played football. Not sure if our viewers are aware of that.
We should open the show with that.
Your teammate does something like this. How are you feeling that week going into practice? I'm still so hyped up about Justin Tucker.
I'm going to call the trainers.
How are you going into that? I mean, you must be feeling so good.
Yeah, no,
that's got to hype you up.
He got a 99 overall on Madden now, and that was well deserved. I can't believe he wasn't a 99 already. I tweeted this. I said, Justin Tucker might be a better kicker than Tom Brady as a quarterback.
I saw that.
And
I think I liked it.
Yeah, I don't think you retweeted it, though. But
I'm sure you guys saw this on social media. A fan, I think, plans on getting a tattoo for every Ravens win, and he got this.
Oh, man.
How many years from now does he regret this? Or never, maybe?
Maybe a week.
A week?
Hawk's just mad we didn't put up his tweet. We're actually going to have a whole new segment. Just read Hawk's tweet.
This is what Hawk tweeted this week. I'm going Ravens here. Next on Game Day View, we are picking Cardinals-Rams, Seahawks, Niners, and Cynthia has her probably sexy individual player projections. Okay, we're coming in hot.
Pass blocks.
See you after the break. Don't go anywhere.
Snap to Murray, straight drop back, feeling pressure. Flushed out of the pocket to the right, now throws back across the middle, and it's caught in the back of the end zone by Hopkins, and he got his feet down for the touchdown. What a catch, and what balance and awareness.
Stafford steps up, launches deep down the right numbers, all alone. Deshaun Jackson over the shoulder at the 30. He weaves his way to the end zone. Touchdown, LA! 75 yards.
Hey, welcome back to Game Day View. We are breaking down some very, very exciting games this weekend. We are getting back with Cardinals-Rams. Cards in LA. Our friends at FanDuel like the Rams by 4 here. What are you going with?
I do not like the Rams in this one.
Wow.
I like the Cardinals.
Hot
I got them
take.
with a 3-point win, 27-24. I think there's going to be a little bit of a hangover of a really big emotional win last week against Tom Brady. The other thing I'm looking for is Ramsey versus DeAndre Hopkins, right? This has become the heavyweight bout that we all look forward to. But there's a new fighter that has entered the chat, and it's A.J. Green.
Oh, your boy.
That's my
Ding, ding,
boy,
ding.
right? So here he is in Arizona. Kyler's playing lights out. If Ramsey is following DeAndre Hopkins around, that leaves vacancies for these other wide receivers. Look at the stats. DeAndre Hopkins is actually 4th in receiving in this receiving corps. Kirk has more yards than him. Rondale Moore has more yards than him. And A.J. Green has more yards than him. So I think
Look at a
they're going to have a really big week this week against the Rams, and I like them coming away with the victory.
Cynthia.
You know, I thought I was going to be alone on this side. I have Cardinals 29.
Whoa.
What is
28.
going on in this
one, when I
building?
looked at I obviously model it all out, and I'm like, this just double check this one because they don't usually win. Whatever, but
Double
look,
check.
Kyler Murray and design runs. We haven't even seen him use design runs like we had last season. Actually, compared to normal Kyler Murray, has not been doing it as often. So I think the return of the design run, and also, I think that we may even see a little DeAndre Hopkins running out of the slot. No cap.
Out of the slot? No cap?
Sorry, what
No
was
cap.
that? Not a cap?
Not a
No
cap.
cap.
Not a cap.
Okay.
Ding, ding, ding. Cynthia gets $10.
That's
Caps here.
factual now.
Greg, what are you going with
I
here?
like the Rams in this game, and I like them big, 30-21. I need to start
Whoa.
catching up in this picks competition here. I think I get
you're at the
one
bottom of the barrel.
here. This is a game where
9 points.
normally
9 points.
9 points.
So we're 10 points different.
Okay, so first of all, there's I don't put much in the past years, but like Sean McVay kills Cliff Kingsbury
Not anymore.
every
Ain't no.
single time.
Ain't no.
Let's go.
And if
Let's
it was
go.
a normal Sean McVay week, like he would run the ball a lot because the Arizona run defense has really struggled
Sure,
last.
Henderson's gonna
They
play.
got dominated against Minnesota, and then Jacksonville pushed them around on the ground. So normally you would think McVay, he's going to do the outside zone, but he isn't even doing that. He's just flexing on people now. He's like, I don't really do play action anymore. I don't do any of that outside zone. I'm just dropping back with my guy Matthew Stafford and slicing you up. Like he's just showing different little angles he can do.
Wait, you talked about Minnesota, and you talked what was the results of those games? Though?
Well, they took a missed
And he didn't
pick
say anything
at the
about
buzzer.
he didn't say anything about
The defense didn't play well in those
Tennessee.
games.
What happened with Tennessee? Derrick Henry.
That was the first week. That was pretty good. That was good.
There you go. We're keeping you on your toes here. I'm with Greg. I like the Rams here. I think the Cards struggle against Sean McVay. The Rams are 4-0 against Kyler Murray. And like we were talking about before, the Chargers, maybe that's not their house yet because it's the Rams' house. And Tom Brady even said last weekend that is the hardest place I've ever played. And he's played in some hard situations. I think it's
Literally everywhere.
Like we talked about, I've been there. Okay, I heard it and my ears were ringing for days. So I'm going Rams here. More NFC West. This time it's Hawks and Niners. San Francisco, a 3-point home favorite. Cynthia, what do you like?
This one's a little bit more of a toss-up to me. I do have the 49ers pulling off the 1-point win, 25-24. When I look at George Kittle, and we obviously need to keep an eye on the injury report going forward here, but I think they'll get him going in this matchup, and I think him exploiting mismatches with anyone in that secondary or anyone really in the linebacking core as well is really the way that they get this win. And of course, you see Nick Bosa needs to kind of step up and really exploit that O-line as well. So I think between those two things, that's what edges it out. And again, there's a little asterisk here because the injury report, we're going to keep an eye on that.
Right. I think he said this morning if his body is going to let him go, he will go. And I feel like
Didn't one time,
he's a tough guy.
Kyle Shanahan say something about I don't know if I'm going to be alive on Sunday. Something
Yeah,
like that.
they're playing it by ear all the time. Then we don't know when they're coming.
I'm by the seat of their pants. They're good.
Greg, what do you got?
Yeah, if Kittle doesn't play, I'm even more worried about the 49ers. I have the Seahawks winning by a point. Like Cynthia, I was kind of just flipping a coin in this game. But what strikes me about both teams is they're not really getting the ball to many different receivers. You played in the Kyle Shanahan offense, Hawk, and it's like you want to spread the ball around. And the role players on each of these teams, like for Seattle, Swaim, Will Disley, Gerald Everett. They don't really.
It's really disrespectful when you say people's name like with that tone of voice.
Oh, I'm sorry. What I'm saying is
Andrew Hawkins.
But it's true in San Francisco too. They basically have Debo and Kittle, and that's kind of it right now.
You know what I picked up from what you just said? Analysts flip coins too, and that's important to remember sometimes
that is very
when you're
important.
choosing games. Okay, Hawk, what do you like here?
I got the 49ers winning this one 23-17. I'm looking at the Seahawks. Their defense has struggled this year, and the offense hasn't quite put it together either. The 49ers, they get the loss last week against the Packers, but when you watch the game, they obviously did enough for the win. The only problem was they had Aaron Rodgers on the other side. So, again, a toss-up game. I like the 49ers in this offensive coaching scheme for what the Seahawks have put on tape, which has just not been very good in 2021.
I'm going 49ers too, and let me ask you another leg-kicking question to the player.
Still not sure what that means, but continue.
Neither do I, but what also is thread the needle? We haven't figured that out on this show. Aaron Rodgers comes into your house and beats you at the very last minute. You're mad. You're angry this next week.
Yeah, specifically at my doorman. Of how he got in my house. But yeah, no, you're mad. It's a revenge. It's like you had that sour taste in your mouth.
Yeah.
And you really want to come out and put your best foot forward. And Russell Wilson is facing his first 3-game losing streak of his career. That's a big deal.
We ever going to see, I mean, I can't imagine Russell Wilson at 1-3. That's our guy.
Yeah, that is our guy. We let Russ cook on this show.
Go for it,
Rachel.
Okay, good to know. All right, we are going to talk proper performances. Let's talk individuals here. Here are the latest lines for running back rush yards this weekend. We got Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb. Cynthia, tell us more about David Montgomery.
Well, when I look at David Montgomery, I know that my guy Greg here, he has a thought on who's going to be the starting quarterback, but I'm going to tell you that 72.5 yards is going to be too low. Irregardless or regardless, I don't know which is the right grammatically correct word.
Jury's out.
Doesn't matter which one. No cap. Doesn't matter which one. 84 yards in this one. They're going to need to leverage David Montgomery against a defense that is not going to provide the same type of pressure that the Browns did last week. So their running ability
they did.
against that was kind of insane.
Insane, beautiful.
Is an insane number. The Lions won't average that. So
I mean, no matter who's at quarterback, they're still playing the Lions. But yeah, Andy Dalton's at quarterback. I know he hasn't told you yet,
rude.
but I'm here to tell you that.
I haven't gotten that text.
He's going to play. They're not going to play just I know it.
You know
I can feel it. When the guy practices early in the week,
10 points, Justin Fields. We're on the opposite side.
Yeah, you came in hot. You were very confident, but nothing is confirmed yet.
Yeah.
Okay, here
Joe Burrow over here.
The latest lines for wide receiver yards this weekend. Devontae Adams, little Cooper Kupp in there, Stephon Diggs. Cooper Kupp, Cynthia, what do you think?
Yeah, that number falls below the 84.5 threshold because I don't think they're going to let Cooper Kupp run wild. Now, I thought this last week as well, but the Bucs secondary was very injured, and I think that maybe a Budda Baker special or maybe even obviously any corner will be assigned to make sure that Kupp does not run all the way over everyone and just be open, completely open with no one around him as often. I think they're going to have a little special there, which does mean that if you're a fantasy player, you could maybe look to one of the other ones. Like maybe that Robert Woods has a better game than we expected from him because we haven't seen a ton from him yet.
Yeah.
I love that, Cynthia. That's just smart football. Don't let the guy that the offense runs through beat you. Like, take him away. Yes, make Budda Baker watch him wherever he goes. Make somebody else win this football game for you.
I just always like to get Budda Baker's name.
You always.
It's a beautiful name, and it really rolls off the tongue.
Number 3.
Let's move on to quarterback passing yards this weekend. Who we got? I got a little Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, Matt Stafford. Who you want to talk about? Derek Carr.
Let's talk about Derek Carr. Look, that number doesn't look to be too far off the 248.5 or 284 rather and a half that the line's at, but I think this could be even higher. Remember, this is high risk, high reward. So if you think, like most of us on this set, that the Raiders are going to win, then they're going to do it by those deep passes. So the logic follows that Derek Carr will have more passing yards, and this is well under his average for the season. So let's just take that into account as well. So if you think that's going to be high scoring, and if you think it's going to be the Raiders win, then therefore the logic follows.
They got 4 receivers over 200 yards this year. The Chargers just don't have that many players in the secondary to match up.
I agree, and it's such a big game in the division. Like this is going to be who's crowned, for this point in the season. So I expect a big game out of Derek Carr.
Okay. Speaking of quarterbacks, all the attention in Week 4 is on Tom Brady's return to Foxborough. Again, I've not heard a single thing you think people would be capitalizing off of this great game. I got an exclusive, people, okay? I sat down with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, and I'm pretty sure I'm not allowed to show this in public, but here you go. Take a look.
Okay, just gonna log in here. Okay, hi, you guys. Hi, Tom, Bill, thank you for joining Couples Therapy again today. Tom, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Tom, you are on Zoom. Bill, anything you're feeling today? Maybe some anxiety about this weekend? I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not going to go back and rehash all that. We've talked about that.
Okay, well, you've never really talked about it.
Look, I have so much respect and appreciation for Tom and everything he did.
Wow, well, good for you. That was a really nice thing to say. Tom, did you hear that? What about you?
You know, it's
Bill, I'm noticing that you're not really making eye contact with Tom or myself at all. Just wondering, is it hard for you to see Tom happy with somebody else? Okay, let's rewind a little bit. Do you ever think about the past at all?
we've been grinding pretty hard, so I haven't really had a lot of time to think about all the, things like that.
Plenty of times that we had good time, not every play.
Tom, I feel like you're being a little bit distant.
Looking good over there, big boy.
Nothing surprises me that he does.
Oh, okay. Well, let's not.
Robbie G.
All right. Do you plan on sharing an embrace, perhaps on the field this weekend?
We'll probably make that decision in the next 48 hours.
Okay. Oh, we lost Tom. Tom signed out. Maybe, okay, he's gone.
I threw doctor-patient confidentiality out the window because I felt like you guys really needed to see that.
Yeah, you really didn't make any headway. So
we talked about this in our team meeting today, legitimately. Do they share an embrace on the field? No?
I think a nice,
Going no? Going yes?
He gives them a little
yes, no?
toot, and then keep going.
Okay, shoulder, shoulder?
Yeah. Like
Back front?
I don't know.
No.
Tom Brady, he'll run off the field.
I don't think it happens, guys.
I think he did up to Peyton Manning, so he better do it with Tom Brady.
Okay, next on Game Day, the Browns are playing host to the Vikings, and the Panthers are at Jerry World to take on the Cowboys. Back after this. Don't go anywhere. The GOAT QB is coming back to take on the GOAT head coach, and you can be part of the epic showdown with FanDuel. Right now, new customers can win $125 on a $5 bet if either team scores a touchdown in this week's Tampa Bay New England game. Ooh, baby. Okay. Suffering fan bases unite.
What?
Suffering? Are we suffering anymore? Come on. I didn't write that. Browns at Vikings, Cleveland at 2.5-point favorite. Greg, what do you like here? Be careful.
I like the Browns. Just want to get that out of the way. But I also like Kirk Cousins. I like points in this game. But I feel more confident that there's going to be more points than expected. than I do like picking a winner. But I am taking the Browns to win this game, and I'm still going to talk about Kid Cuzzy again. I don't know. I'm just kind of taking all the Kirk Cousins corner in the room. Look, he's more aggressive. He's making throws that he wouldn't have tried before. I actually think it's kind of a new Kirk Cousins. Maybe he's got a little extra swag this year, a little more movement. That throw he made while he was backpedaling on third down, like he wouldn't have tried to attempt it in the past. I think he's been more aggressive. He's feeling himself.
He's a new guy.
He is a new guy, but not new enough to beat the Browns, and that's why I got them winning 31-28, 3-point win for the Browns. Look, I love Kid Cuzzy. We love Kid Cuzzy on the show. We gave him the nickname. It's obviously caught on like wildfire.
Yeah, everyone's talking about Kid Cuzzy.
That's all everyone calls him.
Yeah.
But he's going to have to get away from this Cleveland Browns D-line, which is next level.
Insane.
Last week, Myles Garrett, 4.5 sacks. I mean,
just that many?
Just 4.5. And then on the other side, Jadeveon Clowney had 2. Myles has 5.5 for the year, and this Vikings O-line is going to have their hand full. So Kid Cuzzy isn't going to be able to be as aggressive and be backpedaling because Myles Garrett will get to you. And when
you have him scoring 28 points.
He has bad
intentions. They're not getting too many stops.
Pick 6, maybe a kick return.
Let's edit those
We'll break that down later.
Let's edit those in post. Cynthia, what do you like?
All right, so I, too, have the Browns here, 29-26, so a 3-point win as well. But I would talk about the run game. Again, me and the sexiness. The O-line is really good.
Something about
because the run game is really good as well. It's going to be a big factor in this one because I think what you want to do is keep the ball out of Kid Cuzzy's hands because he is actually having a really nice year, doing a lot of things you're talking about. What's the way to do that? Keep him on the sideline, run the ball, use the strength of this team. I think that there is a possibility that both Chubb and Hunt combine for like some crazy number of total scrimmage yards, like 200 together, something crazy. There could be some short passes. It doesn't necessarily all need to be on the ground. But the point is kind of just keep things flowing. Just keep it going. Keep it going.
I love that. Hunt might be a top 5 running back in the league.
They're kind of mirror images. They run the same offenses, basically, same running games. And Kirk Cousins maybe is the grown-up version of Baker Mayfield. Not as good a commercial actor.
Bring him into the conversation.
Right now,
Brownies across the board, baby. Brownies across the board. Our defense looked phenoms last week. I don't want to be too much of a homer and keep on talking about this team, but there's one thing that I do want to talk about. Bring up the photo, please. This was of last weekend, I believe. Where did they get those jerseys?
Oh, probably.
Where did they get them? Did you pay these people?
Probably Canton Hall of Fame.
Did you pay these people?
On sale.
Couple
no,
of
I did not.
jerseys?
I have no idea who those people are, but they look like a beautiful couple, and you can tell it's true love.
It's absolutely true love. Yeah, they both loved you.
So they're not like relatives, like the side of the family no one knows about.
That was my grandpa that I said that Rachel looked like last week. Now it makes more sense.
Now
right?
I see it. Yeah. Now I see it. Okay, it's time to do the math on Adam Thielen. Cynthia, what do you got?
Well, Adam Thielen will have more than 65.5 receiving yards. Something interesting here. He has 3 receptions and a touchdown and a 127.1 passer rating. When he's targeted on quick passes, that means the ones that like to get rid of Myles Garrett, pressure, get away, they happen in under 2.5 seconds. But the Browns, they actually kind of sneaky allow a 121.5 passer rating on such quick passes in 2021. That's the 5th worst in the NFL. So this is an area that will have to be kind of improved going forward because as Myles Garrett's going to bring the heat like that, people are going to use the quick passes. So I think in this game, that's a good sign for Adam Thielen.
That's true. Okay, Cynthia and I are still waiting on our invite to Dallas. Jerry Jones, excusez-moi. Cowboys a 4.5-point favorite over the Panthers this weekend. Hawk, who do you like?
Man, I like the Cowboys here.
Yeah, you do.
30-20, but I will say what I'm looking at is DJ Moore versus Trevon Diggs. Right? And DJ Moore, he's sneaking into Hawks' first team receivers who need more respect because he's been playing really well. And in that first team is guys like Brandon Cooks, Marvin Jones, Tyler Boyd, the list goes on. But Trevon Diggs, man, he is playing lights out. He is leading the league in interceptions. And this is a guy, every week he has a pick. And a big reason for Sam Darnold playing so well is because of DJ Moore. I expect Diggs to completely take him away. And the full circle moment I'm going to give you is DJ Moore follows Stephon Diggs at the University of Maryland, right?
Okay.
Stephon is Stephon's little brother. And so
thread the needle?
Yep, we're going to thread the needle here,
really
as we like to do here.
It is
It's a great
but I just
needle
wanted
thread.
to see.
I'm actually threading the needle.
Oh, okay, let's hear it.
A real thread.
Yeah, so 27-23.
Okay, so you have the Cowboys winning, but not by 4.
But not by 4.5,
Okay.
only by 4. So I'm a big old needle threader right
That
here.
really does not make any sense.
I don't know. I didn't make it up. I'm just following it. Okay. Why? Well, I look at this Cowboys pass rush, and without Christian McCaffrey, Things are going to be a little bit different.
Right.
You have Micah Parsons like wreaking havoc, doing some like things we did not expect him to do.
Man.
Like he's just different. He's very special. He's been really good. And then combine that with what you're talking about with Trayvon Diggs, and that the front and the back, they reinforce each other. When you're good at bringing pressure up front, quarterbacks, they throw worse quality passes. When you have the good back end to make the quarter think about it, you have more time for the pass rush. So those two things working together with no Christian McCaffrey, that's going to be the difference maker for me.
What do you got?
I'm excited for this game. I have the Cowboys winning 30-23. You have an okay defense in Dallas. But that's all you need because you got a great offense. You have Dak Prescott in the best matchup of the week, I think, against the Snow Patrol. Phil Snow's Carolina Panthers. Like, great offense beats great defense. We're bringing the Snow Patrol.
It's time for the weekend.
They kind of run a college type of scheme, which I think is hard to prepare for, but there is no quarterback, I think, that's any smarter right now before the snap than Dak Prescott. He sees what you are going to do before you do it. Him and Rodgers, I put them right there.
Okay.
But he sees what you're going to do before you do it, and then he
What about Tom Brady?
lights you up. No, Tom Brady hasn't really been studied. He's actually
No,
kind of
no one's talking about this guy.
He's slacking lately.
He's an up and coming. You guys should follow him. I'm going Cowboys too, across the board. Meme alert. Can I ask you guys a question?
Sure.
Panthers. I don't want to take. Thank you for that. I don't want to take anything away from what they're doing. 3-0. Sam Darnold, good for you. You're in a new place. Is there part of you that maybe thinks, you know, they played the Texans and the Jets and the Saints in their very bad game? Are they the real deal here?
They're not the #1 defense. So if you look right now, the stats would say this is the best defense in football. And I think that's too dramatic.
You're
right?
seeing through that.
I think they're better than we thought they were ahead of the season.
True.
But I don't think they're
what they look like right now on paper.
Well, I don't think the numbers are really reflective of like kind of, you need a lot. Sample size, right? We always talk about things need to be sample size. We only have a 3-game sample size. None of these
against
teams
those
are.
teams.
Let's see Sam Darnold try to keep up in a high-scoring game with Dak Prescott. That'll make it
Christian McCaffrey there, it would make a big difference. Same with Patrick Surtain. They lost the corner and they lost McCaffrey in the same game.
There you go. Okay, next on Game Day View, presented by Mercedes EQ. It's Quick Picks. Who are we taking in Chiefs, Eagles, Steelers, Packers? Stick around. Don't go anywhere. Back to Game Day View. We're doing a couple of quick picks here. Games we have not gotten to yet. Let's talk a little Chiefs and Eagles. Andy Reid back in Philly. KC favored by 7, and all across the board. Chiefs bounce back. What do you guys think?
Hawks right at 7, which to me is sort of like a little gutless. You know, make a decision.
Toe in the line.
Wow. Okay, we'll go 35-27.
Make a decision.
I don't know if our graphics guy can change that, but 35-37, Greg. You happy?
35-37?
27. You get what I was saying.
Okay. I was just making sure you were changing.
Chiefs could use a blowout win. It hasn't happened in a while.
You're right.
They are definitely letting us down when it comes to blowout wins.
Yeah, they got to show us who they are.
Yeah, absolutely. Like in the past 15 games, they do not like really showing us who they are. You know?
Exactly.
Only once, really.
Let's move to this next one. Steelers in Green Bay.
They moved the graphic.
Good job, graphic.
I'm sorry. I mean,
Give it up for
I just didn't sleep much last night. It's not you.
I don't think we all did. We're all a little cuckoo today. We are all saying Packers by more than 6.5. Not believing in the Steelers, are we?
TJ Watt's back, so that could change
helps.
things, but not enough.
I mean, they have not looked good offensively. I mean,
Big Ben.
we've seen all the conversations around Big Ben.
Yeah.
He has to bounce back because how he's been playing, it's not enough to beat Aaron Rodgers.
Right. Like the Packers are a defense that are going to go up and down to their competition. Like you can score points on them, but when you play the Steelers, you're going to look good on defense.
Okay.
Like, I just can't imagine them going up and down the field.
You ready for this Najee Harris stat? He's been contacted at or behind the line of scrimmage on 70% of his rushes.
That's ridiculous.
That's so difficult.
They spent the whole offseason, and the ownership down was saying, like, we got to build a running game.
Great.
They are last in the league in running, and they're running the least of anyone, too.
It's his O-line. Sexy.
Always get it. Okay, Bears 3-point favorites at home against the Lions, and I am going with
Why?
Detroit.
You want to lose, Rachel.
You know what? I'm doing
You
this
wanna
because
lose.
of the Bears quarterback situation. We have apparently Greg knows,
He told me.
who we're getting. The Bears quarterback situation, I feel like they kind of melted down against the Browns last week. The Lions almost beat the Ravens last week. This is your team. Why am I coming up against them?
Because this is any Lions fan knows that's exactly how you lose. You get a little bit of hope in the fourth quarter, and then it's history.
I have not lived through the trauma that y'all have. Okay,
Man,
go Detroit.
Like, I don't have any sources on Dalton, but I did watch the game last week. Don't you think that kind of told you who's starting?
No.
And he practiced. You're a big Matt Nagy fan, Hawk.
Huge
So
Matt Nagy fan.
Matt Nagy is probably an Andy Dalton fan, though. I think we can say that.
Yeah, I think you can go on record.
I think it's
your
Justin
boy.
Fields.
Get an answer.
We're on the opposite side of everything.
Justin Fields starts. Andy Dalton starts.
Yep.
You divided?
We need to add this to the records.
Let's do it.
Okay, Dolphins hosting the Colts. Fins favored by 1.5. Cynthia, you got the Colts.
Yeah, the Colts have a good defense. What's going on? There's a lot of missing pieces without Tua. It's very confusing. I get it. Jacoby Brissett.
Jacoby Brissett revenge game.
What is it about the Colts?
He looks good.
What is it about the Colts defense that you would describe as good?
Watch their pressure. Watch their ability to generate pressure along this O-line. I was looking at the O-line injury reports. There's a lot of Q's next to their name. O-line matters a lot.
These are the two worst pass protecting lines against, according
Jonathan
to PFF.
Taylor, let's go.
But I know
Jonathan
it's the Jacoby
Taylor, let's
Brissett
go.
revenge game.
Jonathan Taylor, let's
That's all we needed, baby.
Jonathan Taylor.
Dolphins.
Okay, on to what are we doing next? Okay, we are talking Washington-Falcons. Who do we have? Hawk, I think you are the only one taking the Falcons.
Yeah, I'm taking the Falcons. I think they played a lot better than we thought last week. Ooh, Lone Hawk sound effect. Gotta love it. I think they played a lot better last week, and I'm not super sold on this Washington team. I don't look at this game and say, oh, man, Washington is the much better team.
It appears none of us are because the 2 points is the
this
difference.
is all a coin flip.
Well, they're only favored by 1.5. It could go either way.
If they give up big plays to the Falcons, then you know they're in trouble. Like they've had a lot of communication problems on their defense in Washington.
I'm glad we're all going here.
All right, next game we are going Giants. According to us, I guess they're going 0-4 after a loss this weekend against the Saints.
Return home.
Why are you saying it's so
Emotional.
close?
Just because you never know. Jameis is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. So,
you're not getting more than 150 yards this season so far. Like, it is tough to keep winning that way, but I feel like there's something bigger than just football here.
Yes.
The return to New Orleans, that you could add like a touchdown.
Plus Alvin Kamara.
Yep. AK.
All right, Titans, Jets in New York. We are all going Tennessee here, but keep an eye on this one. Mike Vrabel announcing no Julio or A.J. Brown in that one for them. Things will likely change, but Titans currently favored by 6. Okay, across the board. Bills and Texans. Texans at Bills. Buffalo a 17.5-point home favorite. I don't think we've seen a favorite this big so far this year.
The girls got 18.
And the model still went over it with 18.
Very surprising.
It's hard playing quarterback. Like, it's hard for these top 2 picks
I wouldn't
to play
know. I
quarterback.
don't do physical
and then
activity.
Davis Mills comes in, and he's got the Texans around him. Like, that's a lot to ask against the Bills.
Tough.
Okay, next on Game Day View, who doesn't want to see a shootout in New England on Sunday night except Bill Belichick? We're predicting the point totals in that one and more after this timeout. Don't go anywhere. It is time for Predict the Points, presented by FanDuel Sportsbook. Let's take a look at some of this week's point totals, and we will tell you if the games will have more or less.
But we didn't even rehearse
these things. Okay, we are starting with Bucks Pats. I'm going less. Hawks going less. You guys are going more. Why are you going more?
Well, I have 50 points forecasted in this one, but I think that I don't think Tampa Bay is going to take their foot off the gas.
Yeah, so I sit next to Cynthia, so I see the way
just
she puts her hand,
that's smart.
and then I put my hand
That's
like
smart.
that. Also, the Bucs
49.5.
defense hasn't been that good this year.
No.
Anyone notice that?
Okay.
I did notice that.
Right, next game, Raiders-Chargers, more or less than 51.5 points.
You guys made fun.
We did it again.
No fun.
Why are you going less?
No, I'm going less because I think that these quarterbacks have been playing lights out, and at some point you got to just kind of tail off a little bit, right? Like,
And I'm going less because I sit beside Hawk, and I get to hear his answers. Why are you guys going more?
on your noggin.
It's kind of the opposite. It's the deep passes. Anytime big plays given up and big plays made, lots of points.
Like 2 of the best deep throwers in the league right now.
There you go. All right, Chiefs-Eagles, more or less than 54.5. I think this one's going to be pretty fun. I think that this is where we see the Chiefs thrive. Why are you going less? What?
Well, yeah, once again, I'm just playing Team Cynthia today. I could see the Eagles like making them work for their points. Not like the Chiefs aren't going to score plenty, but Chiefs are going on 10 play
Like they
drives,
did the
12 play
Cowboys?
drives, 10 play drives, and then that takes a lot of time off the clock.
I agree. I also think they didn't use any design runs with Jalen Hurts, like under 10%. They're going to have to do that in this one because you can run on the Chiefs team.
Yes.
All right. Seahawks, 49ers, more or less than 51.5 points.
Ooh. Rachel,
What's he doing? What's he doing? What's he doing? Were you undecided?
You're on your own.
Were you undecided?
No, I'm less.
Okay. Less?
Hard to hold your hand like that.
Less.
My hand is already sweaty.
Why do you think this is going to have a lot of points?
I'm going over because I don't think the Seahawks defense is very good.
These are 2 struggling offenses quietly, I think. I mean, Seattle's been okay, but San Francisco for sure.
Cardinals-Rams, more or less than 54.5 points. What are we doing? I'm going less. Cynthia, you're the only one going more here.
Why? That's so crazy. I think this is going to be a very close game. Close games often go for more points than you might imagine. So it's because of the fact that both of these quarterbacks know how to score and they know how to score late in games. That's how that works.
Yeah, true.
Hawk?
And, well, Cynthia's The one who doesn't pick with their heart.
I'm a
so I'm gonna go
cold,
up.
hard calculator.
That's not fair.
Cold, hard calculator.
Yeah.
She's a cool operator. I'm so sorry, I just did that. Next on Game Day View, what is the most important thing to remember from today's show? Write this down. Is after the break. Don't
Write it down with your giant foam finger.
Does anybody have a giant pen?
Always want to throw it at the camera.
Oh no. Then it's like.
Back on Game Day View, it is time for Drive to Excellence presented by Mercedes EQ.
Look
Wow!
at that W.
Man.
Take a look at this because it's never going to happen again. This is the best it's going to get for me.
You get a bye with a 13-3.
Oh, yeah, should I just take the week off? Hawk, Greg, what's the game plan here?
Ooh, man. I'm just trying not to be in last place, thanks to Greg, that I'm doing well.
Speaking of last place, Greg, do you have a statement that you'd like to put out to the people? I think they're wondering what's going on.
Ownership has given me a full vote of confidence. That's a little worrisome. No, Cynthia has her model. My model is like the first 3 or 4 weeks of the season picking with what I want to happen with my heart.
With your heart.
Then I fall
flipping
like
a coin.
6 or 7 games behind Cynthia, and then I just try to like make it not look too bad on the scoreboard the rest of the year. That's my plan.
I just haven't experienced the embarrassment of being at the bottom. How does that affect you?
Well, it's a long season. You'll get there.
No, I know I will get there for sure. So that's why I'm enjoying being at the top right now. Or Cynthia, you're at the top, so you must be feeling good.
I mean,
I'm used to it. What do you mean?
Easiest way to get wrecked. This week, I'm very nervous.
She hasn't felt emotions in 3 seasons.
It's not emotions.
You're a robot.
People will write me mean things like, your computer's broke. I'm like, maybe it is. I'm not sure.
I don't know. I'm in first place. Is that good?
My algorithm that I work on every single weekend while you eat chicken wings. Thank you very much. Okay, it is time for Write This Down. This is what we're feeling confident about this weekend. I think I'm going first. I am going over 67.5 passing yards for Tom Brady in the first quarter. He breaks his record right away, and he blows a little kiss to Bill Belichick after.
Will they stop the game for Tom Brady in Foxborough?
They have to.
They have to, right? Yeah, out of respect.
I hope it's to Gronk. I hope he plays, and then that.
I hope he does, yes. That was going to be my pick. Hawk, what do you got?
I'm going with at least 70 rushing yards for Lamar Jackson. You talked about the Broncos defense being susceptible to outside runs, and he had a lot of drops last week, so he's going to be looking to tuck and run.
Tuck and run.
Yeah, at least 70 yards.
3 points of pressure.
Cynthia, what do you
There you go.
Okay, so this one's for you. Ready? Write it down. 247
You're right, that doesn't look good. That was weird.
She didn't really sell it quite as much. But
I sold it.
I threw out my back when I did it earlier.
All right, Baker Mayfield's going to have
I like this.
47.5 passing yards at the Vikings. Vikings corners, very targetable. Odell Beckham Jr. touchdown, anyone?
OBJ,
yeah. Maybe who else? Your guy? Who's going to do it? Come on, I'm looking for you.
Schwartz?
No.
No? Higgins?
Yes.
Yeah,
this
my
is
guy
a Higgins
Higgins.
show.
You're right.
Man,
What do you got?
That one's so much better than mine. I love the Giants this week. I love the Rams this week. But I'm going for a proper performance because I've never got to do that. Mac Jones for more than 254.5 yards. I actually think you can throw on this Bulls defense.
Fun.
I almost took the
You're going to
exact
go up and down
opposite
the
of
field.
that.
Oh, well, that's why I'm in the bottom.
Not a little scared facing off against Tom Brady? No. Are we seeing a Joe Burrow here?
Points. They're going to be behind. They're going to be throwing. He threw for more than that last week, and it's a much easier matchup, I believe, against the Bucs.
Richard Sherman.
Is this a confident guy, you think?
Sherman
Mac
playing?
Jones?
Yeah, Mac Jones is confident.
Yeah.
He's no
Joe Burrow levels?
He's
Joe
no
Burrow
Joe
levels.
He doesn't have like the arm.
Joe
but
Burrow
yeah.
levels?
No, not Joe Burrow.
Okay, we decided that.
Joe
I'm not gonna
Burrow
do that
level is
again.
more like this.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, we are heading out for the day. Thank you guys for watching. Enjoy the games this weekend, and we'll see you next Friday.
My legs aren't like long enough to reach.